You're such an asshole.
AssholeConsulting.com. It's hot out. Gotta bang these out. Oh, we have a 2 for Clarey test. I think I'm going to do 2 for saves me time and I make more money per unit of time. Have a Clarey test if you want to know what the Clarey test does. The Clarey test is the best political test, the best thing to come out of political science, and you can tell it's the best thing to come out of political science because no political science majors came up with it. That means it actually has some intelligence behind it. Moi. And basically it's a 4-question test. Do you come from money? Did you major in something stupid? Do you have any real-world private sector experience? And what are you currently doing? Now, those are the 4 questions that if you ask of any politician, and if they come from a spoiled, rich, preppy background and never set foot in the private sector, you don't want them running your government institutions. The other secondary question is, would you like to have a beer with them? And so they're very closely related as to interesting people, people you want in politics and government, and then also people that you might want to trust. Those are 4 pretty good questions. And so now people are paying me, yes, they're paying me, to professionally administer this test on other people. So this guy says, hey, yeah, so I love your video and body of work, particularly on economics and on academia. Academia makes it so easy. They're just such mental cases. I mean, really, they are mental cases. They're hysterias. They're hysterians. They're people are, insane in the membrane. So it's very easy to make fun of them. I would like to make a Clarey test video request on the following people: Richard Dawkins, and the YouTuber known as Thunderf00t, aka Dr. Phil Mason. He's a doctor? Was that why he was complaining? Because he wasn't going to get his money because of Brexit? Because he was like addicted to the government teat? Alright, so let's do this. Let's look up Richard Dawkins. Is this the atheist? Richard Dawkins. Oh, born in Nairobi. Well, that's interesting. Net worth $130 million. Look at that guy go. Awesome. Alright, let's take a look at this guy. Clinton Richard Dawkins, born 1941, is an English ethologist, evolutionary biologist, and author. He is an emeritus fellow at New College, Oxford, and was the University of Oxford's professor for public understanding of science. That sounds so made up. From 1995 to 2008, came into prominence in his 1976 book, The Selfish Gene. He is an atheist and is well known for his criticism about, okay, let's go to early life, see if he came from money. Dawkins was born in Nairobi, then British Kenya. He is the son of Jean Mary Vivian and Clinton John Dawkins, who was an agricultural civil servant in the British colonial service in Nyasaland. Now, his father was called into the King's African Rifles during World War II and returned to England in 1901. Dawkins was 8. His father had inherited a county estate, farm commercial. All right, comes from money. Education. Attended English public school. He studied zoology. Graduated in 1962. He was tutored by Nobel Prize-winning ethologist. Here's the problem that we run into. 1962. If you are older, going to college was an accomplishment. Unlike today, where it's like you piss in a pot. Here's your degree in women's studies. I'm going to give him half a point because there was still some merit to go to college for anything, but zoology, receiving his master's and PhD degrees and remaining research assistant for another. Yeah, so he's going to get half a point. So he comes from money. He didn't major in anything real. I know the zoology. Oh my God, I know. 67, 69, assistant professor of zoology at Berkeley. He opposed the Vietnam War, like he was conditioned to do. He returned to Oxford in 1970. 1990, became a reader in zoology. 1995, professorship until 2008. Okay, so this guy has predominantly, he gets a point, predominantly in academia. Since 1970, New College. I'm just looking for anything like, and he did a stint at McDonald's, mopping floors. So he could hang out with the normal people, talk with some of us. Judging panels, Royal Society. Now, another point there. 3.5 stars. 3.5 points. I would not trust this guy. I happen to follow along some of his ideas with religion and atheism, agnosticism. But this guy, kind of like a lot of atheists, I've always been amazed how you can make a career as an atheist. It's such a simple, I don't believe there's a God. That's it. But somehow we can extrapolate pages and pages of books and bullshit. It is not a shock that this man is in academia, has never set foot anywhere else, because he'd actually have to produce something with a little bit more value than I don't believe in God and war is bad. Would I like to have a beer with this guy? Hell no. I don't, because what would we talk about? Yep, there's no God. I think there might be a God, but I don't know. And then he'd yell at me because I didn't think the way he did. And yeah, this guy's just sat on his duff in fucking academia. I know there's a lot of people that like his... Not saying he's not a bad speaker. Not saying he isn't even an intelligent man. That guy would not make it this well, this far, if he was dumb. I just don't... I don't have respect for anyone that just sits on their ass in life, in academia, or the nonprofit world, or the public sector, and then pontificates hoity-toitily. I mean, he's soft. If you shake his hand, I bet you it's all soft and limp-wristed like, and feels like there's rubber instead of bone in there. You see my calluses? I don't know if you can see my calluses. I got calluses. That's from working out and lifting weights. This guy would be like, ugh. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe the guy could kick my ass. See, you see, if they mentioned he was in jiu-jitsu, that would have been, oh, all right. Maybe I would like to have a beer with this guy. But otherwise, no. I just don't. I just don't care. All right, the next guy. What was it? Dr. Phil Mason, another academician. They're all British, I think, today, is it? Yeah, Thunderfoot's got that British accent. Dr. Phil Mason. Dr. Phil Mason is a British scientist working in the fields of chemistry and biology. Online activities. Let's make sure this is Thunderfoot. Thunderfoot, okay. Academy of Sciences in Czech Republic. Also video blogs, YouTube. Early life. Mason received a Bachelor of Science in 1993 and a PhD in Chemistry from the University of Birmingham. All right, so he actually doesn't get a point for that. He majored in something worthwhile. From 2000 until August, was affiliated with the University of Bristol. Okay. He worked at Cornell's Department of Food Science from 2000 to 2000. Okay, fuck, dude. You couldn't turn a PhD in chemistry into, like, good money-making shit? He's in academia. He sat in academia where he studied the molecular interactions between water and sugar molecules. I don't know what dissolves. I made sugar crystals one time. You get it super saturated. See, I remember my chemistry. As well as molecular modeling with regards to proteins and Guadian as 2013. He was working on the Institute of Organic Chemistry and Biochemistry, the Academy of Sciences in Czech Republic. Was the lead author on a paper. Was it peer-reviewed? He has co-authored 34 scientific papers. Online activities. Yeah, and then wasn't he claiming that he was on welfare or something? Or was that... No, that was... Oh! Who's the other British guy? Thunderf00t. I don't know if he came from money. Did he come from money? Because it doesn't sound... If you're going to go into a hard subject like that, look at him, he's kind of fat. Yeah. This guy, you shake his hand too. And, so he doesn't get a point for... He majored in the right thing, but then he just fucking sat on his ass ever since. And even I will admit, doing blogging and YouTubing, that's not really a profession or a career. So he gets a point for no real-world experience. What is he doing now? Same fucking shit. The only thing is, did he come from fucking money or not? Let's take a look. Let's see if we can find it. Before you all complain, you didn't do the research before. I don't do the research before, because that way you know it's authentic. Phil Mason. Thunderfoot. Let's just do Thunderfoot. That's how he's more known as. Thunderfoot. Childhood. Man, Elizabeth, Steph Molyneux, trolls the Westboro Baptist. Thunderfoot parents. If somebody knows, let me know. A lot of the... Okay, Thunderfoot Rational Wiki. Let's take a look. And anti-feminist. Blogger well known for why do people laugh at creationists. Doody-doo. Politics. Scientists. And we happen to be agree on a lot of political things, but, you know, dude, when you came out and like, dude, I need my fucking government cheese, man. It's like, you get the fuck out of here. Ray Comfort, Richard Dawkins. Got an interview with Richard Dawkins. Wow. Wow, look at these guys. Looks like Weekend at Bernie's. I didn't know Richard Dawkins looks like that. Pearl, anti-Islam, general skepticism, anti-fem. Yeah, it's all about his position, which is fine. I understand. You know, it's not I want to delve into his personal background. But God Almighty, we'll just err on the side of caution. We'll give him half stars. Because I don't know. That's just what statistically you would do is say half. So he has 3.5 points. Would I like to have a conversation with him or beer? I would, because I've listened to some of his stuff. It's like, oh, that's kind of interesting. But again, there's no respect. If you're bitching and whining because you need government money and you're worried about Brexit, you're just not a man. You're just not an independent person if you need the fucking government. Go collect government cheese all you want. Go, just don't fucking waste. I have about this much time on this planet, and I'm not going to talk to parasites, frankly. That's what it boils down to. I'm not going to talk to people who have such lacking of shit going on in their life. They're like, oh, what do you think? Like the Dalai Lama, that's a no. Everyone would like to have a beer with the Dalai Lama. No, that guy has lived off of other people his entire fucking life. The most boring blank slate person ever. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to have a beer with you. Should he run for office? Hell no. We need more government money. And again, atheism. Oh, okay, he's atheist. Good for you. I don't know how there's, look at that, 20 links to atheism on our subsections of atheism in Wikipedia. Oh, well. So that's it. 3.5 stars for both of them. Again, it's kind of a sad, tragic waste of intellect for both of these men because obviously they have very high intelligence. Obviously they could speak very well. It's just, this is what happens when you're raised soft. This is what happens when capitalism spoils its participants. Like, here's all this money, just go live and do whatever you want. Wait a minute. He wouldn't be collecting government cheese if he had rich folks. Okay, he gets 3. Sorry, take that back. Thunderf00t only gets 3. Unless I'm proven otherwise, like his parents cut him off, he would not be collecting government cheese. He's been, Daddy, Mommy, could you please give me some money? I'm Nancy Pelosi. I'm Barack Obama. I'm a George Bushy. Dad, I need money. Or Mark Dayton. All right, that's it. You guys got questions about the Clarey test, go to assholeconsulting.com. Send me the person, fictional or not. We had a Clarey test on Indiana Jones. That was pretty cool. And then if you have any other questions that you need help in life that an older brother who would kick your ass that you never had might deliver, go to assholeconsulting.com. And I, America's older brother, will help you. We'll see you kids later. Toodles.